So we're given that Candace completes this lap, one lap in 42 seconds, and Sabrina does the same lap in 46 seconds. What they want to know is how many laps around the track had Candace completed the next time they're both at the starting point. So if this is the starting point, the condition is they need to meet back here. In this problem, you'll find that they actually first meet here, but that's not what the question is. So there are two ways to do this problem. Let's say Candace made m laps and Sabrina made n laps. Then the time when they meet both at the starting point would be time Candace spent on each lap times the number of laps. And in case of Sabrina, that would be 46 times n. Now, these two have to be equal because the condition is they come back to that same starting point. So the time they've spent is the same because they both started at the same point. So here, m and n are integers. So if you think about 42 is 2 times 21, and 46 is 2 times 23. We're looking for integer values of m and n, the smallest possible that would satisfy this condition. And you'll see 23 is prime. 2 I've already taken out. So the least possible value of m and n would be if we just replace m with 23 and n with 21, which means that when they meet at this back at this starting point the first time, Candace has completed 23 laps. She's going faster, whereas Sabrina has completed 21 laps, and that means the answer is 23. Which is choice B. So that's one way to do it. Seems easy, but I don't know if most students are going to approach it like this right away. I didn't do it that way. So just so you know, sometimes this approach comes to mind only after the fact that it seems easy, but it's actually not an easy problem. So the second approach is what I did, which is to look at rates and how much Sabrina is gaining over Candace. I should say the other way. Candace is gaining over Sabrina because she's riding a lap in 42 seconds, Sabrina in 46 seconds. So if D is the length of the track, that's the entire length, rate of Candace is D over 42. Let's just say it's D meters. So now we have in meters per second, and that's for Sabrina. So the difference in their rate is the distance that Candace is gaining over Sabrina every second. And let's say they meet after time t. Then if I multiply this by t, first condition I'm going to put is that when Candace has gained one full lap. Right? And we'll find this time. So, for example, that would be, I can factor out a D. You'll see the D term actually drops out. Doesn't really matter what the D is. And T becomes, this is 46. In the exam, I'll probably do it in one shot in the sense that just move that over here. So this is 42 times 46 over 4. And that's going to be 21 times 23. So the time, so in these many seconds, Candace would have gained one full lap. So let's look at how many laps has Candace completed in this time, because her rate is D over 42. So that's her rate. I multiply it by the time. And you'll see that 23 over 2, which is really 11.5. So 11 and a half laps later, Candace is one full lap ahead. And they both meet, and that point is going to be here. So after this much time, they're both here, and Candace has gained one full lap. But that's not the question. The question is they need to be back at the starting point, and you'll see that this is not a full lap because it needs to be a whole number for them to be back at the starting point. So you can see in case of Sabrina, that's going to be 10.5. If you do the same thing, you'll get this number. Which means that if I double the time, then Sabrina would have completed 23 laps, and Candace would have completed 21 laps. So she's gained actually 2 full laps when they meet here at the same starting point for the first time. So the answer is 23 laps is the number of laps that Candace has completed by the time they meet at the starting point. So to recap, the answer is B. I do want to point out you have these 2 different approaches. It's still a difficult question, but I think it's good to go through this exercise of trying it in different ways. So the answer is B.